second-class citizen because I wasn't the talent, you know? And that's why I said I kind of want to be the man again, you know? Like, I want to be the shit. I want to be respected. So it was like, I just don't think this is for me. It just seemed like it was I just wanted to be part of, like, a real act. Mm-hmm. And if I wasn't going to be a part of a real act, I was like, well, fuck it, dude. I still have enough talent. I'll fucking write my own music again. Yeah. Like, I just won't be the front man because I don't want to sing again. And that's when I was like, oh, shit, I've never played guitar on stage before. Ooh, which is my first instrument. And some people, right or wrong, would say that's my best instrument. Yeah. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll do that. I'll write the music and I'll actually play guitar this time. Yeah. And never happened. I ended up playing drums for Jeremy before I got that project off the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so you're still doing that? You're still doing the jobber shit? Yep. And you like it? It doesn't bother you being treated like, well, I don't know. Sometimes I did get treated really well, and I guess it just depends on who you're working with.
I was going to say, hired out by, I think a lot of it comes down. I've had people for a fun hang. So that was the big. Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, it was weird because I got hired by the same companies a lot, but it was always different artists. Mm-hmm. And I always got the feeling, because I had to sign a bunch of NDAs, and I never actually got the full explanation of what was going on. So some of this is literally made up, but it's my best guess as to what was going on. So here's what I think was happening. I think there was a small record label in Nashville, whether it was an independent label or it was like an offshoot of a larger label. And I think it was like a testing ground for these, because they were almost all of them were the same girl. It was this same template. It was this young, gorgeous country singer that was doing some version of rock country or some version of what is now hip hop country, even on the woman's side of things. But it was like the infancy of that, because this was a long time ago. Yeah. And they were kind of, the vibe I got was that they were testing these girls out, whether it was, and I don't know what they were testing, whether it was, let's see how they handle themselves on the road, whether they handle themselves professionally. Yeah. Let's see if they can handle the rigors of the road. Does their voice hold up? I don't know. I don't know what they were, but that's what the vibe I got, because none of those girls ever made it anywhere, but they were legit shows. Yeah. A lot of state fairs, don't get me wrong, a lot of county fairs. Yeah. But, dude, I couldn't believe how big these shows were. Yeah. It completely changed my perspective on, like, what the music industry is and can be. Because I was like, dude, if this many people come out to see nobody, why can't we draw 500 people to the Rock nightclub in Maplewood, Minnesota anymore? Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't a lack of opportunities, but a lot of those girls were just cunts, dude. Like, I think one girl that I remember was really cool, and then I think I talked to like two other ones out of the like 25 or whatever it was I worked with. They were just like, they acted like everybody wanted to fuck them. You know, like everything was like, oh, you know, and they kind of acted a little DVE, not like bitchy and rude, but just kind of like, I swear to God, I never even spoke a word to most of them. Yeah. Same thing with some of the other band members. It was just like, you just show up, set your stuff up here. And I didn't go on the legs. I did the runs of the leg. Okay. So for the people that don't know what I mean, it was like they're coming through the Midwest. You know this. Yeah. I'm just going to do these 3 Minnesota dates or this Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin date of that. And then they pick up another guy in Milwaukee for 3. Because it seemed like the label was trying to save money and they didn't want to bring anybody on the bus. Yeah. Again, I never really got explanations for any of this. It's just what I put together. Yeah. Because there was 3 companies that would hire me, and almost all of those jobs came from one. There's a couple extra ones that came here and there, and those were more legit, but they were fewer and farther between, and they paid really well. Oh, yeah. How, if you're comfortable with this, what's the most you ever got paid for one single jobber gig? Not being in a band,
Yeah.
not being a real musician.
Yeah.
This jobber thing we're talking about. Oh, that's not bad.
For
That's not bad.
I was like, yeah,
That's not bad.
you know,
Right. Yep.
didn't care about. And I'm like,
Yep.
I am. Yeah, these are.
Yep.
Like I know.
You have a portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So for people that don't know you and your history, you are obviously a drummer. We talked about that. But how did you start music? Were you in a musical family? Let's start there.
Yeah. So. My brother. Years older than me, so 12, and I was.
You want a water or something?
Yeah, I'd love.
Grab him a water out of that fridge, please.
So.
So he's in high school when you're in middle school.
Well, he 12, and I was 9.
Mm.
When I was 15, so he was. Thank you.
Okay.
So.
Were they the same drums that he left behind?
No. He just had like.
Oh, okay.
And all he had was a practice.
Okay.
My parents.
But he never got
He
through.
just he's.
So was he like trying out for like marching band drums?
I think it was like school band and stuff like
See,
that.
this is when I worked at Guitar Center and the parents would come in and they didn't want to spend money on the instrument because they're like, well, he tried this, he tried that, and he wasn't serious about it. We don't want to waste any money. And I was like, totally get it. But here's the difference, okay? We're not going to get him those books over there that say practice 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's boring. What we're going to do is we're going to get these song books.
Yeah.
We're going to teach him chords so we can immediately play along with songs. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
He's going to stay engaged. And as long as we get him a decent instrument that sounds good and is relatively easy to play,
Yeah.
it will also be enjoyable. These are reinforcing effects. And I'd go from somebody wanting to spend $300 on a guitar to spending $900.
Yeah.
I was awesome. I was such a good salesman. And I was such a good salesman when it came to music gear. I can't sell everything, but man, there's certain things I can fucking sell. It's like, bro, I wish I was a bridge salesman. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But I know what you mean though, because yeah, if he was in, that's just a bad way to do it. You can't just get a guy a practice pad or one drum and then 6 months of lessons because they're just gonna be like, okay, up, down, up, and he's like, this is fucking boring, dude. I'd rather go skateboarding.
Yeah.
You got to get him a whole kit right away and let him play songs from
Yeah.
day one. Nowadays it would be fucking what's our smoke on the water as drummers? It's Seven Nation Army probably.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be that, right?
I was gonna say, so
Seven Nation Army has to be the easiest
that's-
song to play on
that's-
drums.
It has.
There's that one.
Yeah.
There's that one hiccup.
Yep. But what happened for me?
I remember the name.
Yeah, so
They're not local though. They were
no,
national,
they
right?
were
Yeah.
national
Okay.
band, like
That
was-
sounds right.
that was
Yeah.
kind of like their way of.
Yep.
But an MTV.
Yeah. They had to create a new channel for that, by the way.
Literally. But they had a music video on there, and I was watching the drummer. Going at it, and I literally took my brother's practice snare, pots, pans, and woods
At 15?
literally. And
Sick.
And then on my bed, I kid you not, set up my mattress. I bring a chair, the pad. I put my shoe just to get the.
Most kids don't. They're not smart enough to do the shoes. Did you? I'm assuming you did it in reverse.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's some high level fake drum shit, dude. That's some high level fake drum shit.
Right.
Most of us didn't even do that. Most fake drummers at 15 didn't even know what the kick pedals were, and everything is on the arms. They're playing Metallica 1 like this, and it's like that's not how he plays it, dude. You gotta watch the music video, bro. No, so congrats to you, man.
Thank you. And it got to.
So how long did you do that? How long did you fake it until you actually got a kit?
I'd say it was.
And you would, let me guess, you had become a pretty competent air drummer. Yeah. So by the time you got a kit, you kind of felt like you knew how to play songs already, right?
Yeah.
See, so I'm telling you, this is fucking key. This is key.
Yeah, so actually what happened. Drummer in like in flames.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah. And remember at that time I was really into S&M album.
Banger.
Yeah. And I was just all on Master Puppets and Tool. After our first day.
Nice.
16th. Kind of hesitant. They were how long this lasts. They bought me the cheapest drum set.
They didn't even get you the Pearl Export?
No. But once I finally got serious, and I was a huge Joey
then
Jordison,
you got the Pearl Export.
Yep, Joey Jordison and Mike Wengren were my two guys.
For people that don't know, the Pearl Export is not a very nice drum set. It's everybody's entry-level drum set. So when anybody gets a drum set cheaper than the Pearl Export, you're either poor or you had to buy it yourself because your parents didn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. And then, like...
It was just... Yeah, like I said,
doesn't mean it's not a good kit. Doesn't mean you can't make it sound great. Doesn't mean you shouldn't use it on stage. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just it's everybody's Mexican Fender. It's everybody's Mexican Telecaster. It's
it just they got me the one.
Did you have any weird like behavior problems or like angst or pent up energy or anything like that?
I don't.
But you weren't like a kid with like ADD problems or lack of focus. You weren't like getting in trouble.
No, actually, kept it strict for me.
That's crazy. That worked for me in reverse. My mom tried to do the same thing, and it ended up doing everything the opposite of what worked for you. So for me, it gave me more idle time to fuck off and get in trouble.
Yeah.
What my personality needed was you're losing your free time. So
Yeah.
now you're going into another sport. Now I'm signing you up for some fucking after school program, something, because you can't just be sitting by yourself. Because, yeah, you put me in a fucking empty bedroom with nothing to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking break out of that room. And then what?
I feel I definitely saw where, you know, like my parents, like also 20 college was important. Like, it's not what you're going.
Yeah, I think you're right. It definitely depends, because like if you want to do anything in medical, you should probably get a degree, right? But like, and I also think degrees in college is very helpful in all the trades.
Yes.
But I think you're right. If you're doing like a marketing thing, or even like graphic design now, like most average jobs, like honestly, man, not going to college fucked me for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Because I never had that piece of paper to prove it. You know, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. Here's my degree. Yeah. But it also kept me out of debt. Well, I still had debt, but it was just credit card debt. But I never had that $100,000 looming thing. Yep. And now I'm old enough, and I do not advise young people to do this. I believe the word is arduous. It was an arduous path where now it's okay that I don't have a good degree, because number one, that degree and knowledge would literally be outdated and useless. And number two, I have enough work or life experience to compensate for that, because I'm 40 now. I'm old as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it actually does have gravity when they're like, oh, you're 40? Like, okay, you have a lot more life experience than even a 30 to a 35-year-old. Like, there is a respect difference that suddenly you're 40. Like, people in the professional world, maybe not in social environments, especially if you're dating, they might work in reverse. But yeah, it's actually been kind of ironic for me.
Yeah. Go back on school. So so because of that, funny enough, that school through the knowledge.
Right. But you had to get that somewhere, and YouTube University did not exist back then.
At that time, So I'm learning.
There was no substitute for this. No, you weren't getting it. So you could have went and, just for the listeners too, you could have went and gotten maybe some books from the library.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a VHS tape you could rent as well.
Yeah.
You know, but it would have been like a recording from the 70s. Here's how you record, and it's analog, and you're like, bitch, I am on a Mac computer. You know, like,
yeah, it was like I was learning from, you know, like Gordy Knudsen from.
Wow.
I had
phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
To be fair, Prince had 8,000 managers.
He did. But,
every 4 days he had a new manager. Yep. So there's a lot of people that can claim to be Prince's manager at one point in time. Just to be fair, it's funny that there was two of them that were used to be Prince's manager. I knew a tiny woman named, I think her name was actually Karen. She looked like she came, and I mean literally straight out of teaching kindergarten that day.
Oh man.
Like she had no business being in the music industry, and she looked like she didn't belong in the music industry. She looked like she literally was teaching 5-year-olds their alphabet yesterday. And she lasted a couple months, but not much. No, not 3 months, not 3 months, not 4 months. Sorry, keep going though. But yeah, getting formal training, especially back then, it really is priceless. I think worst case scenario for you guys is you got to be around people that really did it. So you get glimpses of how these people handle themselves and approach certain situations. You get to see what a recording booth looks like. You get to understand, like, just simply seeing the layout for some people with a certain level of intelligence, just simply seeing the room, you're like, okay, now I know what I'm walking into 5 years from now. And that will help you. It really will. It really will.
It totally did. That's where once I graduated, I thought
it could have, but for 90%, 95% of people, it didn't.
Yeah.
Basically, what I've heard is you had to be literally top of the class.
Literally.
And somebody of influence in that college had to have a direct connection to somebody who had an opening that you could realistically fill with your specialty. Because McNally Smith is basically the same thing as music tech and whatever they used to call it.
Yeah.
So didn't they have, like, you could go for production, management, performing, and I think you had to, like, do it all, but you still got, like, a specialty that you went for, right?
For performance.
Yeah.
And,
which, for people that don't know what that means, that's physically playing the drums. It's not like they teach you how to, like, be a rock star on stage. It's not Jack Black rock school. You know,
and that was the whole thing. I was like,
a lot of guys thought they were going to immediately get a job in a studio, and they were working next to me at Subway. And this is why I didn't go to college, is because everything I wanted to do, I was working with somebody who had just graduated, and we were making the same fucking money at Cousin Subs or wherever the fuck I happened to be working back then. And it was like, holy fuck, so you're worse off than I am financially because we make the same amount of money, and you have a fucking rent to pay, and you have college student loans to pay. I was like, fuck college, bro. Like, I don't even know what I want to go for.
Right.
Like, I really was indecisive.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I couldn't think of I've always been that kind of
Well, especially back then, you didn't know you had to be a marketer and a graphic designer and a video editor. Back then, we actually thought, I'm going to go to school, and if I go to McNally Smith or Music Tech or whatever it was called at the time, because it had like 4 different names through its history. Like I said, guys would be like, yeah, and then I'm gonna be an audio engineer, and I'm gonna get a job working in a studio. That's what I want to do. But dude, this isn't LA. This is Minneapolis. And that fucking degree, that whether it's a real degree or not, that certification doesn't mean shit in LA or New York or Nashville where there are a lot of jobs. You would have had to go to one of their fucking schools. I think the only music school that really, or not even music school, the only college, whatever you want to call it, that had that kind of credibility was the Minnesota Institute of Arts.
Yeah.
I think that's the only one that actually had that real kind of pull where you could actually go, because I know people that went there for like art, like painting and drawing and shit, and they did, like, one of them landed a job with Disney, like, on graduation.
Oh, nice.
Because they were fucking good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of people, they all got jobs.
Yeah.
Like they all got jobs coming out of that. My wife talks about it. She went to the Minnesota Institute of Art.
I think it was like you were saying.
Or is it Minneapolis Institute of Art? Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
I think it was like you were saying. I learned from.
Yeah.
I learned.
Yeah.
So that once these.
And they did make you a good drummer, because that's what, when you go for performance at these schools, like, they're not going to teach you, they're not going to focus on teaching you how to run an audio room or a studio or a booth or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, they're not going to do that. They're teaching you, like, here's how you play your fucking instrument at the highest level we have the ability to teach you. So it did make you a real drummer by the time, because I've heard about those classes, and I laughed because I was like, I'd have failed out. I'd have failed out. Like, did they do the thing where, I've heard about this, did they do the thing where when you're doing your, what do you call it when you're doing your, it's like a snare roll, but
The double strokes?
I don't know what the fuck you call it. It's a type of exercise they call it. Not chopsticks, but it's something like that. But the whole key was you better not bring your fucking the tips of your sticks more than a half inch off the practice pad or whatever, and then you have to maintain a certain BPM.
Yep.
What is that called? And did they do it to you?
They did it to
me. Okay.
I don't remember the name.
It's an exercise, right? Like it's a test. There's a name for it.
They now make pads that you like. Literally, like, it is like
no shit, huh?
And that is where you practice. And
that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it, dude. I like it.
Or you get like, you know, there's the one. Got that weight on it, so already like almost. It's for the, you know.
Because you're increasing tension on the top. I always thought it was just for muting, but that makes sense.
I think it's collectively, but yeah. But already it's like, well.
Sure, you have to be accurate, right?
So I guess I actually. Gonna be a performance major, but that's half the battle.
That is, yeah.
It's literally like, how are you presenting?
Mm-hmm.
And that has what I do now on social.
We were talking about that before the podcast, yeah.
So, how you present yourself.
Yeah, and there's not, this is the other crazy thing about that statement. Not only is that true, excuse me, but there's not one way to do it. Like, we were kind of joking about that whole Motley Crue image.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
It can't be you got one random drunk guy in your band.
Right.
That's not going to work. You got one random drunk irresponsible asshole in your band. That's not what we're talking about. Like, yeah, there's no one way for everybody to behave on and off stage that works, because you've got your mysterious people, right? And then you've got your absolute charismatic social butterflies. You've got your really serious dramatic people. You've got your salt of the earth guys who are just super relatable. Men and women in music have to behave differently in public. You know, women have a different experience in public. I've seen it personally. It's very interesting. I was joking earlier about some of those girls I was working with acted like everybody wanted to fuck them. There's a reason for that. Yeah. It's because everybody wanted to fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, they were gorgeous. And every single dude was a potential threat. And these girls were 110 pounds soaking wet. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think the big thing, what would you say the big thing for getting started, whether you're a student coming out of school in something like that, or you're like just in a local band getting started, what would you say the biggest key takeaway to getting your foot in the door and like doing it well? Because like the cliche answer would be like, treat people properly, be nice to people. Well, no shit. You know, like I could have never ever played a single show ever in the music industry and told you that one. You know what I mean? Right. So like, what is an actual nugget, something that was like kind of surprising for you, especially in retrospect, where you're like, oh man, I didn't realize how important that was, whether it was something you were good at out of the gate or something you actually didn't realize until later, maybe a sneaky little secret, something that's really good for like those entry level kids.
That is
because I got an example for you. Yeah. Here's one. While you're playing a show, never during the concert, never ever ask the sound guy to adjust something in the crowd.
Right. Right.
So if somebody in the crowd comes up and says, we can't hear your vocals, don't ever tell the sound guy to turn the vocals up because people are complaining. That's one of my little nugget.
Yeah.
Because I fucked that up. Like my second, third show in the industry, fucked that up.
Yeah. And like when we were and I texted you like 5-10 minutes before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I show
Yep.
shows up early. So when you tell words,
Yeah.
because the moment you then they're gonna start associating.
Yep.
He says this, shows up this.
Yep.
So I would say that is.
And your specific example is showing up on time because you said you were going to, but it's anything.
Literally.
If you say you're going to play a gig, play the gig. If you say you're going to pick up flyers for the band, pick up flyers for the band. If you tell a venue, what's up? What's? Yeah, do we have a song we can play? Or are they all loaded up? Did we check them before the podcast started? Okay, so we're good. Yeah, then hit mute on the mics. We'll take a song break. Apparently, guys, we're having some technical difficulties, so we'll be right back.